Hey guys, what is up? It is Dave. Long time no see. Took a little break from making videos over the past few months simply because I started a new trading program and I really wanted to focus on that. So I took a pause. But I am all caught up, back at it now, starting this new trading journey and pretty excited about it. So I'm going to start doing these regularly again and hopefully it's of value for you because it is a value for me, just so I am prepped for the week. All right, let's get going. As of right now, SPX, the cash index for the S&P 500, we are down 2.94% from the all-time highs. The way I'm looking at this nowadays is by percentages. So I created an indicator here that will tell me prices and those levels of percentages so I can easily track, and they go by 2.5% down. An area to be looking out for, I think, is probably just keep it simple for now. A breakout of here, right? So prior all-time highs, so breakout of all-time highs, and now we're kind of shooting for a retest potentially, right? These are all potentials. I don't actually know what's ever going to happen. Nobody ever does. If somebody tells you that they know what's going to happen, you should probably walk the other way and turn your ears off. Anyways, so we could be heading for a breakout retest here that does align with the inclining 50 EMA. However, I am expecting some continued selling here. In particular because, we didn't even retrace half of the daily move. We are closing below the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA here, and you can see that these were trend tracking nicely here, which that has the potential to change right now. So this is the first time price has really closed below those EMAs, the 21 specifically, since all the way here in April. So I would say that's somewhat meaningful price action, just something to become cautious on. And yeah, if we look at the equally weighted S&P 500, so taking out the big weights like Microsoft and Apple and Tesla and Google and Amazon and the heavyweights, we can see that we are pulling back. We're 3.5% away from all-time highs, and we're tagging the 50 EMA already, undercut it, closed above it. I don't know if that's meaningful or not. We'll see, but either way, I don't personally put too much attention to the MAs here, just kind of look at it for direction. I don't execute based on these at all. I execute in a much different way nowadays, which has made a world of a difference. Either way, so looking at that, looking at the Qs, this is mostly what I track and pay attention to simply because of the heavyweights that I trade now within this. You can see that the short-term MAs, they were trend tracking. Now, some people, they trade, an 8 and 21 cross. I mean, depending on how we open and close on Monday, that could be a potential. So we'll have those traders that trade on those signals joining in on sell signals. But either way, my mind is still at, look, we broke out. It's been a monster run from the lows of April 7th, estimated guess here. We ran about 42.8%, almost 43% basically. That's a huge move within the past few months. So a little give back, a little selling is not the end of the world, in my opinion. The SPY is basically going to show the same thing as the SPX here. All right, let's look through the sectors real quick, see if there's anything interesting there. XLB here, materials. Just chopping, not really doing much. It's had a nice sell. It's closed below in the MAs. I don't trade these very often, but it gives me an idea of interest of maybe where to, out of the names that I trade now, if they fall into these, where to put a little extra emphasis on if these overall sectors are tracking nicely. I did put out a post on X saying XLC is interesting for me. So we have Meta, Google, and Netflix. Meta, Goog, and Google, so Goog, Googl, and NFLX. Those are the tickers. Those top four, if you want to combine Google as one, those are the top three holdings here. This level here held at prior support in the past. It also lines closely, not exact, nothing exact is exact here, with that prior breakout level. It aligns with this all-time high breakout. So it's just kind of holding and chopping here. We'll see if it holds. Honestly, Netflix, I am looking to short it if it wants to continue on down. So I'll have to keep this overall look in mind. But again, I don't trade this. I trade the individual names. XLE, energy, you know, for your uptrend liners. It's probably not drawn the way you would draw it, but who cares? It's just a visualization. If people want to move a price, they're going to move a price. They don't care about this line. So if this is just a tool for you and for, you know, thousands, millions of other traders to make sense of the market with pattern recognition, that's fine, but don't put too much weight into it. That's my opinion. So this here, this level, we'll call it 89, 50 or so, continues to fail. Set in a lower high here and now has not really set in a lower low yet. Looks like it has potential here. So depending on energy here, that could be a potential short. Otherwise, it could just chop around here, get tight and break out either way. Not sure, not predicting anything, just being prepared. XLF, financials, they got cracked here. Kind of failed breakout here. They are now 3.9% away from the all-time high, closing below the 50. I don't know. This area here held as potential support. That puts us around 7.5% of a pullback, pretty close to the 200 MA. So if this area doesn't hold, maybe that's a target. We'll see. XLI, pullback. I would just say pull back to a retest. Comes with the 50 EMA. But I'd say this is one of the more stronger ones because, you know, quickly looking over these are really not doing anything. They're just kind of chopping around. I'd say at least XLI, that's in a pretty clear uptrend. XLK, tech, getting smoked. Nothing wrong with that. Down 4%, basically tagged 5% down on, well, close to it, probably 4.9 or something like that. Maybe 4.8. On Friday, closing below the 20 EMA. We have the 50 just below. That would align with a 7.5% pullback. A 10% pullback would be a breakout and a retest. You know, I wouldn't be mad if we pulled all the way back down to here, chopped around, and then set up and curled back up. We shall see. The earnings on most of these tech companies, like the leaders, the big heavyweights, were pretty darn good. So they've had a lot of them look like this chart. So a lot of them made a run up into earnings, and they had good earnings, and there's no reason to take not to take profit. That's kind of how I've been seeing things also. XLP, this literally just chops. I don't know anybody that trades that, but that does nothing. XLRE, real estate, doing nothing. Utilities, nice uptrend. Breakout retest and it pushes higher. So maybe people are hiding here. Kind of makes sense. XLV, healthcare sector, could be a potential, could be interesting. I think it was J&J, Eli Lilly, and there's a third one I don't remember off the top of my head. Those are the top two out of the three that are heaviest weighted in XLB. So maybe those will come into play if this wants to chop around and start actually curling higher. For the trend line folks, you can kind of look at something like that, at least for it to retest at some point in time. Maybe it just continues to chop around and fill out here. It takes us in November, December. I have no idea. I'm just speculating here. I'm probably not going to trade it anyways. XLY, nice uptrend. Still 10% away from all-time highs, underneath the 50 now. So looking across a lot of these, you can see that there's a lot of selling, and the selling happened rather quickly. I think that's just a state of the market nowadays. With these pullbacks, they're rapid, they're vicious, but also at the same time, you can see that this is wild, right? Very quick from all-time high here. You got a 27.5, a little bit more pullback within how many days here? Within 73 trading days. And then we got that move reversal back up to where we are. This is specifically an XLY, but whatever. Within 100, am I doing that right? Hang on, let me get this out of here. within 76 trading days, right? So just as fast as we lost it, basically is faster that we gained it. And that's more so true. We gained more than what we quickly lost in the Qs and the SPY. So because we're certainly above all-time highs because we're going for the breakout retest here, maybe. Anyways, so looking at these names, XLY, Tesla, I have this organized into the top 3 heavyweights. So looking at this, I'm going to hide the all-time high levels here. Doesn't matter anymore. Tesla, looking to see if it holds this trend line. It kind of has like a wedging triangle type thing going on, depending on how you draw it. Super subjective technical analysis is, so I don't put a lot of weight to it, but a lot of people look at this stuff. Home Depot, not really doing much right now. Amazon, I liked it, but it got smoked on earnings. So we'll see. You know, I don't touch things until after 3 days after earnings. But you know, it's heading down for now. Netflix, this has just been downtrending. Here's another line for you if you want to visualize that. This is why I am looking to actually short it, is this little consolidation here. Tag the 8 EMA, respecting it here as well underneath the 50. And the overall market has selling pressure. The 8 and 21 now might start train tracking to the downside. We'll see. Meta, that's on, you know, we're in communications here. I said this earlier. So Netflix, Meta crush earnings. Now we're just getting some selling. I like the cup and handle type look here. We'll just see if these all-time highs hold. Google, nothing really crazy here. Tagging, I mean, it looks good. This could be, you know, a dip buy. The 50 EMA is way down, so this looks relatively strong compared to everything else. Nvidia, you know, over the 20s. I'm not looking to short anything over. Microsoft killed earnings and did nothing but sell ever since. Apple, in XLI, we have Uber, RTX, GE, right? I'm not going to really go over these names because I don't think, no. I just don't. I'm not too confident in the long side at the moment, and most of these sectors aren't really doing much. So there's that. Do your homework. Make sure you are. Oh, here we go. XLV, AbbVie. That's what I was looking for. So either way, look at these: ABBV, J&J, LLY. They're not really doing anything except J&J, I guess. It's got a nice push out of this little consolidation area. Hit these prior highs, a little bit of selling. I don't know. I mean, some people could call this a flag to a short-term MA if you want to. I don't trade like that. But, you know, maybe if it wants to give a little signal break out of this consolidation here. But if you zoom out, I mean, this thing just is a chop fest. So either way, I'm not super interested. I am going to create a video on the names that I trade now and to see how I prep for the week. Good luck this week. Hopefully this is helpful. Overall, I am anticipating selling this week. It will most likely happen quickly. That's my educated guess. I could obviously be very wrong, but I'll be prepped for it. I doubt I will go long at the beginning of this week. We'll see how the end of the week sets up. Good luck out there. Do your homework. Stay prepped. Later.